You know, you've watched me become a great husband, a better content creator. You've seen me, through the years. So, been doing this a while, man. At least 5 years, at least. By the way, if you remember the first SMT video you saw, tell me which one it was if you can remember it. Or maybe you guys can tell me about the first stream you watched from the SMT. Maybe. Hey, Mojo. Just super chats and kind of pregame stuff, so. Crazy. You guys are awesome, man. Thanks for being so supportive and keeping your brother up. Thank you. You guys are amazing. All right. Thanks, Austin Stack. Appreciate it, buddy. Yep. ARF Waves. Thanks, man. You guys are amazing. Adidas is inverse. I just realized that because I think I got the mirror thing enabled. I'll get that fixed on the next stream. I'll have that fixed. I have no idea what happened there. The mirror thing is on. Okay. We gotta get into the content. We're already 16 minutes in. Remind me to edit this to get people up to speed. Yeah. So all right. Let's do this. Let's start the first story here. There we go. All right. Wonderful. I'm just resizing me here. Okay. All right, first story here. And thanks to everybody for those birthday wishes. All right. Charter plots 3-year upgrade to deploy DOCSIS 4.0 by 2025. Okay, so this is kind of a home internet story. I know a lot of you out there have home internet, and Charter might be the option for you. Charter is, I think they operate their business as Spectrum, right? So as like the actual business name for the home internet, but Charter is like the actual name. Like if you're going to go to the stock market and buy shares, it would be Charter. All right, so this is really important to you guys, for those customers who are in this footprint. All right, so the improvements to its fixed network are ongoing. They're also looking to bolster the wireless and Wi-Fi services as well. All right, they got a new CEO, and he unveiled a new plan to overhaul the network over the next 3 years. So that's going to span between now and 2025. Download speeds are going to be boosted to 5 gigabits per second. That's freaking sweet. And it's going to be across the majority of the footprint. Top tier speeds of 10 gigabits by 2025. Notably, it's hoping to do so at a $100 cost per passing. All right, now, the reason why this is important right here, you're going to have like a 5 gig speed tier, 10 gig speed tier, these options, and it's only going to cost them $100 to do it. This means they're more likely to scale it, right? Make it available at more places. All right, so that's huge. That is really, really huge. The lower the cost, the more likely they are to expand it and reach more people. Charter's president of product and technology explained during the investor day last week, there's going to be 3 phases, and it's going to eventually touch the entire footprint of 55 million passings. That's great news. The first phase involves implementing a high-split architecture to increase the usable spectrum to 1.2 gigahertz across 15% of the footprint. Now, that's a modest bump, right? 15% of the footprint. But that's good. It says this will begin in 4 mid-sized markets this year and will continue through 2023. That's going to enable 2 gigs down and 1 gig up. That is huge. You know, one of cable's weaknesses has always been the uplink. The downlink, you can always get like a good plan. You know, like something I noticed is that you can get gigabit speed downlink from most cable coaxial companies, but you can't really get much for uplink. Like the best uplinks you usually see are like 50 meg up. Some of the better ones, that's like the best they give you. So you'll get like a gig down and like 50 megabits up. Okay, so additionally, it says phase 2 will begin in early 2024. So let's kind of shoot for like 1 year from now. Charter will continue the high split upgrades, modify its approach to roll out distributed access architecture using remote PHY. This phase will cover another 50% of the footprint and will allow the operator to boost downstream speeds to 5 gigabits per second. So so phase 1, 2 gig down, 1 gig up, 15% of the footprint. Phase 2, 2024, 50% of the footprint is going to get boosted to 5 gig down. It looks like the uplink's going to stay about 1 gig. Who cares? That's so good. My only question would be is, what are they going to charge for these? You see what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get a downlink boost. You're going to get an uplink boost. You know they're going to want to monetize that. So, for sure, they're going to be charging more money. So, if they're charging you like 1 gig down and 50 up, and they're charging you like $100, $120, $140, you can probably expect like a 30 to 40 or maybe 15% increase in cost, probably pushing it closer to $200, I think. Right? They're going to want to monetize that. Charter will move into phase 3 late 2024, deploying extended spectrum DOCSIS 4.0 in the remaining 35% of the footprint to enable download speeds of up to 10 gigabits per second. Between all the upgrades, Charter expects to be able to offer 5 gig down or 1 gig and 1 gig up to 85% of its footprint by the end of 2025. That is music to the ears of many. He added that the operator also plans to offer a fiber-on-demand product which will be capable of delivering symmetrical speeds of 25 gigs or more to customers who want it. I got to ask you guys, who the hell wanted 25 gigabits per second? We got to get Dennis on the phone. We got to ask him about this. Who needs 25 gig home internet? That's crazy. While fiber competitors are deploying new infrastructure at a cost of between $500 and $1,500 per passing, Charter is going to be able to get multi-gig territory for around $100 per home, though unlike fiber, its offering will be asymmetrical. That puts the total cost of its upgrade plan at $5.5 billion. The $100 figure factors in module swaps, the use of in-house labor for the upgrades, the assumption that Charter can purchase all the kits, the 1.8 gigahertz kits they'll need for DOCSIS 4.0. The same cost as a 1.2 gigahertz upgrade. Wow. I gotta tell you guys, I think this is a big win for cable, especially Charter. They're basically gonna create a fiber-like experience in terms of downlink and uplink speed. It's not symmetrical like fiber, but it's pretty damn close. All right. Wow. That is huge, folks. A little bit of rural talk here. Greenfield network building. Because a lot of this was really about the existing footprint. Additionally, he spoke to the improving the wireless and Wi-Fi services. The operator has previously said it might roll out its own cell sites using cbrs spectrum. Executives added on the call, it's also exploring potential partnerships with Comcast and other operators, which would allow its mobile customers to connect to their Wi-Fi networks. That would be huge. Actually, working with Comcast, right, with Xfinity, kind of create like a reciprocal roaming type situation. That would be pretty big. Putting it all together, Winfrey argued Charter's suite of enhanced services delivered through its $50 per month fixed mobile Spectrum One bundle will be hard to compete with. I have to agree. I think they're in a good position. Like, I don't usually give big cable credit, but like this is an opportunity for them to make a lot of money and offer a good service to customers. I kind of like what I'm seeing here. AT&T, they consider to be big competition, big national wireless operator, but the wireline coverage is what, maybe 40%, of which a third maybe is upgraded. So they're talking about DSL. Yeah, AT&T's got a lot to upgrade. Most of their footprint is DSL. We just got fiber here from AT&T. They ran DSL for decades. Even if they could, remember, 70% of the revenue is tied to mobile at very high prices, so it's very difficult for them to follow where we go. I don't know, man. AT&T doesn't seem really scared to build out fiber, so I'm not sure if I really fall in line with this. I don't know if I agree. That's it for the story. Wow. Guys, this is really big news. If you are a Charter customer, if you're a Spectrum customer, of course you got them as a new wireless option, but most importantly, you're going to be able to get some faster home internet. You're going to start to see more like a fiber experience. Multiple gigabits per second for downlink, and then getting to a gig uplink. That's just like fiber. And it's all going to happen in the existing footprint. And those passings where they do the upgrades are going to be relatively easy, right? For them, it's just going to be contracting the components and the supply. It's going to take manpower and labor, right? So really, it's just time. It's just a matter of time. Hey, I guess these people don't need fiber after all. Sheesh. With speeds like that, do you really need fiber? Hey, look, I'm not going to poo-poo 2 gig down, 5 gig down, 10 gig down. They're talking about 25 gig down. Sign me up. If cable can do that, that sounds good to me. All right, hopefully you guys appreciated that update. Charter customers rejoice. Ooh, we're not done with cable because we got to talk about cable and wireless. They make a lot of money in cable, and they're dabbling in wireless now. Cable aims to win with wireless. Expect more attacks on fixed wireless. Hey, folks, in case you didn't know, mobile network operators like Verizon and T-Mobile are selling 5G home internet, and customers are buying it. There's a lot of venom for cable. A lot of customers have had bad experiences with cable companies, and they'd love to get away from them. They'd love to try a new competitor, a new service. So fixed wireless access is taking off. T-Mobile probably has somewhere around 2.5 million subs is what I estimate. Officially, it's 2.1 million subs. I think at the end of this quarter, they're definitely over 2.5 million. I think Verizon disclosed like 1.1 million fixed wireless access subs after Q3. I expect that number to be, I don't know, maybe 1.4 million after this quarter. They're adding customers. They're taking a lot of cable customers. They really are. Okay. Yeah, EM Tech. 500 gig backhaul to the sites, dog. Yeah. All right, so we haven't seen cable really strike back. Fixed wireless access, the 5G home internets and stuff, they're taking share. They're taking a lot of customers from cable, and we haven't seen cable punch back. This is like a boxing match, and they got punched in the mouth. All right, how are they going to respond? They're going to just take it and just continue to get punched in the mouth from fixed wireless, or are they going to swing back? All right, so in this story, I don't know who this is, managing director and global head of cable at Affinity, Richard Lang, provides contact center AI technology for operators. He spent a majority of his career working in the cable industry. And it says here, in an interview with Fierce, he says that cable operators enjoyed a market advantage as the companies with the highest speed broadband product around, and thus had pricing power. Right? So for decades, nothing could compete with cable. DSL couldn't compete, right, because of speed, and that was the cable's advantage. And then fiber shows up, and then it changes everything. But fiber takes a long time to deploy. And then fixed wireless access, right? Now it's the new player. It's the new kid on the block. Okay, so what are they going to do? What are the cable companies going to do? He says, look out for predictions that they're going to raise the speeds available on their different service tiers to increase the perceived value of the service. The thing about it is that cable customers, in their minds, equate quality with speed. So if they want to improve their service, they call up Charter, they call up Comcast, right, Spectrum and Xfinity, and they say, my cable is not really good, something's wrong with it, what should I do? And then the company is going to say, well, you need more speed. And they'll upsell them to a more expensive account, price plan tier. And it's going to cost them an extra $20, $30, $40, $50. But they tell them, look, it's going to solve your problems. And we're going to send you a mesh system, right? So that way they get better Wi-Fi coverage throughout the house, right? So you got one access point that's in the hallway of the second floor. You got one access point at the far end of the house and then one at the other end of the house. And that usually solves your problems. You get more speed and you get more access points, and it improves the performance. That's usually what they do, right? Hey, I agree, Blind Tech Adventures. 1 gig for most people, way more than enough. I mean, I've got 1 gig service, and I still can't even use that gig when I'm downloading games on my Xbox Live, right? And for all the things that I do with my channel as a content creator and streaming and all that, it's overkill. One could argue that you really don't need anything more than 300 symmetrical or 500 symmetrical for 99% of people, right? There might be, people within like certain industries that they should get whatever the fastest thing is possible because of file sizes or something. But I totally agree. But these cable operators now, they've been losing customers for a few quarters now. I think what this is basically saying is that everything was wonderful and perfect for so long. Now they're actually getting punched in the mouth by fixed wireless providers, Verizon and T-Mobile, which if you look at the economics, Verizon and T-Mobile are multi-purposing their network. They're building out capacity now, which is going, the capacity is supposed to last them for a while, right? They bought Spectrum. They spent tens of billions of dollars on Spectrum, plus the upgrades of the radio gear and increasing the fiber optic backhaul to the tower sites. All that is expensive. You got OpEx, you got CapEx, you got labor, right? All those things. And the carriers are like, well, since we're doing all this, let's monetize it. So they're doing it through fixed wireless access. I guess I could offer you guys some predictions. I'll go ahead and stick my neck out and make some predictions. I think in 2023, there's going to come a point where the wireline providers, the home cable options, are going to say enough is enough. Fixed wireless, you had your fun. We're going to do something you can't do. We're going to sell gigabit speed tiers in your markets where you offer the fixed wireless access. We're going to offer gigabit speed on a promotion for 1 year for whatever you're selling your service for. Here's the thing. Most of the time, T-Mobile Home Internet, Verizon Home Internet through the wireless networks can't really do more than like 100 to 300 megabits downlink. And uplink often is even more limited. 10, 20, 50 megabits uplink. The only exception is going to be Verizon's mmWave. That is it. That is the only speed tier, or that's the only service on fixed wireless that can give you 1 gig down and maybe 100 or 200 megabit up. It's really just the mmWave that can achieve that fiber-like experience or cable-like experience. I think cable's going to do that. They're going to run the promotion. They're going to say, here's our gigabit speed tier. We'll guarantee 1 gig down, and whatever the uplink is going to be, those will be faster than most fixed wireless access options, and they'll sell it on promotion for about the same price as T-Mobile and Verizon, that $40, $50, $60 price range. After that promotional period, after that year, the price will double. You know how cable does. That promotional price will only last for 12 months or whatever, and then the price is going to balloon, and then you're going to have to renegotiate, call them, and try to get a better rate or get the old rate or whatever. You'll have to take advantage of whatever new promo. Otherwise, you're going to go to the fixed wireless provider. You're going to say, to hell with this. I don't want to pay $120 for this gigabit speed tier. Fixed wireless is $50. I'll take it, right? And then maybe they'll just match it. They'll say, okay, well, our promo is, it's not $50 anymore, but it's $65.99. We'll bump up your speed to 1.5 gigabits per second or something. I don't know. You know how cable does. They'll just it'll be like a one-upsman kind of deal. So I think that's what's going to happen in 2023. I think cable is going to take too much loss when it comes to the share of the gross net ads. The share of gross ads is going to be all fixed wireless for a long time, and they're just going to say, to hell with this. Enough of this fixed wireless business. We can beat you with the speed tiers, and then we can beat you with the value, and you can't match us in the experience. Hey, thanks, Basil. Thank you, man. He said, just showing some love. Thank you for what you do. I appreciate the super chat. Yep. Very nice of you guys. We had the one from Blind Tech Adventures, and then we had this one, and then I think the other one. There was another super chat. If I can remember who it was. I think it was L67. Thank you guys for those super chats. Those are birthday super chats. It's the birthday stream. Yeah, 2023 I think is going to be a big year for cable. And now with them doing like DOCSIS upgrades like you guys saw in the last story, it makes sense for them to strike while the iron's hot and kind of try to derail some of that fixed wireless access steam. Full steam ahead. All right, let's take a look at this next story here. And make sure you guys vote in today's poll. All right, this next story, the big wireless slowdown will continue into 2023. This is the poll I was telling you guys about. Go ahead and vote. Vote for me, good people. It's in the live chat. According to a forecast from the financial analysts at Morgan Stanley, the U.S. wireless industry will continue to cool off next year after enjoying white-hot growth in 2021. Guys, 2021 was a huge year for wireless providers. All of them were growing. Fixed wireless access was kind of starting. And here we are today. And it's been really hard to grow. You've seen what AT&T has had to do. They have to basically give phones away for free. T-Mobile is, trying to kill it in pricing and phone promos and free lines and all that. It's hard to keep growing. So things are slowing down. And, you've seen price hikes from two of the big three. It says here, carriers could move to cut pricing in order to maintain their subscriber bases, according to Morgan Stanley. That could reduce the operator's ability to make money. So would revenues start to decrease? Well, revenues would increase, but would margins pay the cost? Right, so the profits. 2021 was a record year for the industry. Operators collectively acquired almost 10 million new postpaid customers. We did cover that previous story about how people starting to have more than one line, people having personal lines, and then people having business lines and work lines, those kinds of things. They said that the factors that were driving growth, including a migration of customers from prepaid to postpaid, growth in the sale of services to business users, and an increase in the number of young children getting a phone. Which is true, all those situations with kids being secured at schools and stuff like that. Now you're seeing younger and younger age groups getting phones, getting iPhones and stuff like that. Many experts saw the growth as being unsustainable. So in speaking about 2021. And additionally, there was another mention as a result of this that the growth was going to dramatically slow in 2022. Okay. The analysts are predicting that 2023 is going to see a similar gradual slowdown. Expect the wireless industry, including Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Dish. And the problem with Dish is that Dish didn't even start yet. Right? So for them to be subjected to a slowdown is horrible for them. Cable companies like Comcast and Charter, they've got almost 9 million customers now. Right? And they're going to continue to grow. They keep forecasting up. All right, winners and losers. They are predicting that the biggest slowdown is going to come from AT&T. Wow. AT&T, who has literally been changing their operations. They completely turned things around after selling Warner Media. They're predicting them to hit a wall. We got to get Moose on this one and see what he has to say about this, because I'm shocked they would predict AT&T to slow down, because to me, I think they're price competitive. They got good discounts. They got good service. And their device promotions are the best. New and existing customers getting free iPhones and Galaxies and Pixels and all that. It says here that Verizon could grow ads modestly year over year. Well, they were losing customers all year. So them growing, that could be 5,000 net ads. That could be 10,000 net ads. And it says T-Mobile can do slightly better given this year saw the impact of the Sprint network shutdown. Yeah, I'd say I think T-Mobile's built for the long haul. Right? I expect them to continue to grow because they're cost competitive. They're the bargain carrier. They give you the best price. They got competitive promotions. They do free lines. They got a great plan in the Magenta MAX for the power user. They got a great entry-level plan in terms of pricing. You know, they're priced to compete. I think the fact that Morgan Stanley has Verizon growing is hilarious. I just don't see it. In fixed wireless, they grow. I don't know about the other stuff. Because, like, what are you expecting them to do? Are you expecting them to all of a sudden drop pricing? Well, they're not going to drop pricing. But I think they could add value to the plans, right? Maybe they could do a taxes and fees included. That would be huge. And, I don't know, maybe get rid of all the extra perks and make a new plan that doesn't include any of the perks. You know? I mean, if the 5G Get More, like the most expensive plan, could you sacrifice all the media stuff and just give the customer, you know, 100 gigs of hotspot data, you know, the 5G ultra-wideband treatment, you know, 4K video on LTE and 5G, whatever, the entire collection of the network connectivity. You know, give them like a Magenta MAX experience and just forget about the freaking all the media stuff like that nobody wants. Then I think we have something. We'll see. I don't know. I do think that the industry as a whole is going to probably slow down. I think that's probably pretty likely, right? According to analysts, that's what they're saying here. It'll probably be down 5 to 10% compared to 2022. But I still expect cable to win, and I still expect T-Mobile to win. I expect T-Mobile to win in fixed wireless. I think Verizon's going to win in fixed wireless. I don't think AT&T is going to fall off. I disagree. We'll come back to this, you know, next year. I just don't see it. Did I miss a super chat? I feel like I missed a super chat. Did I? I missed one. It was from Jose. Jose, thank you, my brother. Appreciate the $10 super chat, man. I don't know. It snuck it in there. LC67. Basil and Jose. Thank you, guys. The moose is loose. Yeah. Anybody seen moose? We haven't had a moose sighting in a while. All right. What do we got here? This one's a quick hitter, actually. We don't have to spend too much time on this one. Report, North America leads in 5G growth with 108 million subscriptions on 14 networks. All right, is this really noteworthy? People are adopting 5G. All right. I don't know if it's really noteworthy. It's just a matter of time until everybody gets on a 5G device. 137 million North American 5G connections by the end of the year, according to researchers. Smartphone shipments will reach 118 million units this year. That will be a 27% increase from 2021. People just upgrading to 5G now. Again, I don't think this is a surprise. I think it's just the evolution. The same upgrade rate was probably happening with 4G LTE and stuff too. Hey, thanks, Jose. Appreciate that super chat. Yeah, I just thought I'd throw that out there. That's a quick hitter. All right, let's get to this next story. This one's more important. All right, Verizon Frontline Crisis Response Team was deployed nearly 700 times in 2022. I don't even know if you guys heard of this. Okay, so Verizon's response team, basically what they do is they go out to areas where the tower sites have taken a hit. So like, whether it's like hurricanes, other natural disasters, Verizon actually has a dedicated response team that goes out with cells on wheels, the cows. They got the Thor now, right, which is an incredible, like, probably $1 million truck. I'm not even joking, guys. It's probably like a $900,000 truck. And they go to these locations where tower sites are down and people got to get connected and they got to get their communication systems running. And they responded to 700 responses. First responders, military personnel solely dedicated to supporting public safety customers during emergencies at no cost. They deployed in support of nearly 750 public safety agencies in nearly every state in 2022. Folks, this might be why Verizon charges a little bit more for service, because of stuff like this. They're the first responder network. Even though the first responder network is AT&T with FirstNet, Verizon is also a first responder network. Look. So they might not be FirstNet, but these are the types of things that are important. 5,500 Verizon frontline devices and solutions ranging from repeaters, mobile hotspots, routers, smart devices, drones to dozens of deployable satellite solutions such as satellite picocells on trailers or spots during the deployments. Major response efforts this year included 187 wildfire responses in 21 states, 64 deployments across 5 states for hurricanes. Additionally, 2022 deployments included multiple search and rescue operations, emergency response efforts in 6 major winter storms, dozens of training exercises involving federal, state, and local agencies, major public events such as sporting events and air shows. This sounds to me like America's first responder network. So, like, we give FirstNet its due, but it looks to me like Verizon is as important to first responders as AT&T is. Like, I know everybody is making a big hoopla about FirstNet, but let's call a spade a spade. Verizon is still carrying major first responder support and responsibilities and duties. These first responders still trust Verizon. There are still first responders who have not migrated and moved to FirstNet. Let's call a spade here. Verizon holds it down as much as AT&T for first responders, and they're technically not the FirstNet. The FirstNet is AT&T's. I mean, I'm shocked at how much reliance like Verizon still is the primary for so many first responders. That's major responses. 700 times in 2022. Wow. Last story from Verizon. You guys know me. I'll call a spade, and I made my prediction. I think Verizon is going to be raising pricing again on certain things pretty soon. The CEO, Hans Vestberg, spoke to the possibility that they might cut costs in certain places and then raise costs in others. I'm going to take that at face value and say we're probably going to see that, okay? Let's see why they might raise pricing. Strained budgets and resources, fleets of vehicles and crews, increasing costs of 73%, fuel, cost of living, inflation across the world, across the globe, labor shortages, 59%, customer demand of 52%, all grew steadily over the last year. Australia, New Zealand, it makes no difference. I know a lot of people say, like, we look at America's financial problems. But it's across the globe. It's all countries. There's not a single country that isn't experiencing financial difficulty and instability. I mean, the freaking lockdowns were tough, man. It was tough. Challenges won't be resolved overnight. This is probably going to take a couple years to really bounce back, right? The economy is going to look a lot better in 2024, and it's going to be much better in 2025 for sure. In fact, in some ways, you're probably going to see a bounce back in 2023. Might not be that tangible, but it'll kind of be happening kind of like on the back burner. Fuel consumption at 46%, accidents 46%, GPS fleet tracking solutions reporting 11% decrease in fuel costs, 15% reduction in accident costs. Companies are looking for ways to reducing operational costs. They're tracking assets more closely. Team productivity has to increase. Guys, there's going to be a lot of cost shaving at AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Actually, I'm going to be doing a dedicated video about T-Mobile. Bad news to report, but I'll do a dedicated video for that. I wasn't able to squeeze it in tonight's show. All right, next story. What do we got for you guys here with this one? AT&T execs see an out-of-region fiber opportunity that no one else shares. What is this? AT&T wants to expand its fiber beyond its traditional local exchange carrier service territory. According to Jeff McElfresh, the COO of AT&T, considerable passion towards the out-of-region fiber opportunity in a question and answer session at a investor conference. He said that AT&T has already experimented with this. Anybody from Mesa, Arizona, they are very satisfied with the way that played out. And I think they want to do this some more. So not just, more in Mesa, but like in more markets. All right, so AT&T operates in two different realms. Nationwide wireless company that basically has coverage everywhere. And then they have the fixed wireline business as the local exchange carrier telco. So they're talking about like home internet, business internet, stuff like that. Fiber transport, things of that nature. Here's a quote. We've got a really good wireless market presence, so our brand is known. We've got scale as the largest builder of fiber in the country. Having a technology like our fiber in attractive markets gives us the courage and the opportunity to grow beyond our borders. He said there's potential to improve return on invested capital in markets with attractive demographics, where the company's wireless network is currently the only thing the company has to offer. Yeah, there's places where AT&T doesn't have fiber and doesn't have DSL. They can go to those places and compete. So what they call out-of-region fiber are going to be these new opportunities for them. They want to prove that they can achieve the returns we believe are possible by expanding our fiber out of footprint. And if we prove that, and if we're satisfied with the results, there are plenty of opportunities. Okay, so that's music to your ears, the consumer. Raise your hand if you wouldn't mind getting AT&T as a fiber option in your area. That would be great. That would be awesome. I got AT&T fiber. I was very happy to get it. I would love to see it in more places. Additionally, he said it's a scale game. It's hard work. This isn't easy to do. Others have tried. Large companies have tried, and they've left some assets stranded in markets A, B, and C. Yeah, that is true. People have reached out to me and said, hey, Sneed, take a look at some of this gear out here. They show me like pedestals, and they show me aerial fiber and all this other stuff, and they're like, look, like they started this fiber project and then they bailed. I've heard that a lot, actually. He said you've got to have the physical infrastructure like AT&T has to bear the brunt of what a large fiber investment really requires, and that's what we're doing. I really hope he's right. I would love to see more of that. What's up, Pete? What is going on, man? We're just talking fiber, dog, and AT&T building out of its normal footprint, I suppose. Love to see that. That would be awesome. All right, talking about Mesa. All right, I just talked about this in the last story. Mesa, the proving ground for AT&T's out-of-footprint fiber strategy. Diana Govert's Fierce Telecom. Thank you. All right. AT&T is now the 6th fiber provider in Mesa, Arizona. 6! Yo, anybody that's in Mesa, lucky you. You have 6 fiber options in Mesa. So what does that mean? You probably got, I don't know if you got Fios, but you probably got like either Comcast or Charter in there. You probably got some municipal option. You probably got, what is the one that Carlos Tech has? CenturyLink fiber. You probably got Cox fiber or something crazy. You got 6 options now. This is nuts. He said they sold it to Frontier. Yeah, maybe they got Frontier over here also. Mesa got 6 fiber options. Fat cats. I'm looking for anything new that we didn't discuss in the last thing here. Grants, projects, potential out-of-footprint expansion aside, AT&T has hands full with a plan to reach 30 million locations with fiber by 2025. They ended Q3 with 18.5 million passings. God, man. Mesa has 6 fiber providers. I got 1. And I'm thrilled. What is it like to have 6 fiber providers, man? Wow. Is Mesa that big of a market? I didn't even know that about Mesa. What is it, like a technology hub, or is it one of those things where it's like a lot of educational stuff going on, a lot of schools? Sheesh. Let's shift over to some T-Mobile news, shall we? All right, T-Mobile rolls out a cloud-native 4G, 5G converged core gateway. This is music to the ears of T-Mobile right here. T-Mobile, alongside with Cisco, has launched a distributed, cloud-native, converged core gateway. It will combine the standalone 5G, the non-standalone 5G, and then the 4G traffic, all on a new cloud-native converged core, a single core. This is going to improve T-Mobile's efficiency, cost, operations, and data throughput, right? So it's efficiencies all the way through. Carriers haven't really been talking about a converged core. Most carriers have been telling you that they've got like a non-standalone core, right, of an LTE core, and then you got your 5G standalone core, which would mean that at some point they're going to be operating both cores simultaneously. T-Mobile's kind of got a fused or a converged, core. They got the 600 megahertz N71. They got that on standalone. They got the 2.5 gigahertz. It's on standalone also now. I think they're going to do the N25 or whatever they announced this week. That'll be on standalone too. This is good for them. It'll bring cost of operation down. That's good. Let's hear. It talks about phones. Oh, yeah. They said that there was going to be some improvements to network performance. They said expect like performance upgrade around 10%. So that means like latency is going to start to drop, which is good. Capacity and throughput is going to be faster. We'll see how it plays out. I'm excited to see this in real world and see if there's an improvement. Hey, Red Cabin Acoustic. What's up, bro? He said, I still use AT&T DSL for AOIP when necessary. Been solid. Yeah, but Red Cabin Acoustic, wouldn't you like fiber, good sir? Like if fiber came to you and your DSL service, which is probably like 50 meg down and like 10 meg up or 5 meg up, with fiber, you would get up to like 300, 500, 1,000 megabits down, and it would be symmetrical so that your uplink would match. And I don't know if you do any uploading of content, like video content, especially high resolution video. Some of my like 5-10 minute speed test videos, I record in 4K, and those files can be like 10 gigs, I think my largest video file, I record it in 4K. I think it was like 12 gigs. One video. And that was after I edited it, finalized the project, rendered it and everything, and uploaded it. It was like 12.3 gigs. So fiber would be huge, man, for those kind of files. Yeah, the fact that this is going to be a distributed core, cloud native, it's got all this high-end gear from Cisco, 8000 series routers, 5G and 4G packet core gateways, unified computing system from Cisco, 9000 series switches with Cisco Network Services Orchestrator for full stack automation. Stuff's going to be smart. It's going to be intelligent. There's going to be AI built into it, software defined, that whole shebang. And it's probably not going to impact the voice over NR situation. Oh, and by the way, what's up, Stacy? Good to see you, man. I just want to ask, Red Cabin Acoustic, how's my audio, bro? He's my audio aficionado, man. That's what he does. Appreciate you for stopping by, though. Gene says, here the DSL is terrible. I know, man. Everybody should be on fiber. In a perfect world, if I ruled the world, I'd give everybody fiber, man. Keep everybody regular. Wait a minute. Red Cabin, you got a satellite? You got microwave? Man. Yeah, you won't need anything if you got fiber, man. Straight up. Yeah, on what a true. The execution matters more. All right, guys. Last story of the day. Actually, you know what? No more stories for the day. I'm already an hour in. I'm going to cover this in a video, or we'll do it on another podcast or something. It's interesting. It's good stuff, but I'm going to save it. I'll save it for later. All right. Anyways, Thank you guys for coming on the birthday stream. We're celebrating my birthday this week. I had super chats from people. Thank you all so much for supporting me. Just to kind of go back to them and say thank you again to the generous donations. Blind Tech Adventures, big shout out to you, man. Thank you for the incredible super chat donation. L67 Swap 1, thank you to you as well. Thank you to Basil and Jose. You guys are incredible. Thank you for supporting me. Those donations mean a lot. Directly supporting your creators. I agree, Red Cabin Acoustic. It is very woolly, man. Maybe I should invest in a mic that's like maybe got a little bit more roll off or something like that. Maybe. And like the lower frequencies. Maybe. I don't know. I will be around, man. I'm going to reach out to you. We'll see if we can link up. Thanks, guys. Thank you to everybody. I got a bunch of happy birthdays. Y'all are the goats, man. Thank you so much. Look how nice you guys are. Wishing me happy birthday. Goats, goats, goats. Y'all are the absolute goats. Give me your favorite hashtag, by the way. Hashtag 2LiveCrew for everybody that was here during the live edition of the show. Hashtag Replay Gang for those of you watching this on the replay. Or you could do hashtag Replay Crew, whatever you like. Hashtag Mod Squad, all my blue wrenches. Thanks, Carlos. Appreciate you, bro. Troy, I'm like 400 years old. I'm basically like... I'm like Yoda. I'm like... I'm just old, man. I'm archaic. I'm like a dinosaur. Hashtag Ravioli Gang. Don't forget if you were snacking and eating dinner while you were listening to this, watching this, whatever. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. I would love a mic that can do a burr tone. Oh, man. Dude, Yasmin's got more cash than me. Ricky, chill out, bro. All right, man. If it is your first time here, by all means, hang around for a little bit. Check out some other videos. Subscribe for more content and turn on the bell notification. Never miss an upload. If you want more content and you want more access, you could do so by becoming a Patreon supporter. You can help kind of monetize the creation of videos and these live streams and stuff like that. We also have YouTube membership open. The memberships are now open, so you can support us directly through YouTube. In the subscription area, you can just hit join, and then it gives you some tiers, and you could support us that way too. Big shout out to all the people that are already members and Patreon supporters, and then those that are considering it. Thank you in advance for those considerations. And it was a great show. Thank you guys for all the birthday wishes. Thanks for hanging out with me for a while. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned some stuff here. Again, if you want to help the channel, the likes are huge, and then sharing it to others so they can also become informed about what's going on in cellular networking, wireless tech, plans, phones, all those things. That's it, man. I really hope you guys have a great rest of the evening. Have a great weekend. Y'all are the GOAT. We're gonna be doing a live stream on Patreon, so we'll see you guys Sunday for that. Big shout out to the Patreon supporters. That's it. And man, happy Friday, everybody. Happy weekend. We'll see you soon on the next one.